the government was changing over some things while I was there, which made it so that it was very difficult for non-Botswana people to get visas there, which made it very difficult. There were a lot of times where I had to go into immigration offices, fill out paperwork, and fight for my visa. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking a lot of times, not really knowing whether I was going to get kicked out of the country or not. I was very fortunate to have stayed in the country as long as I was. I was there for about 5 months in Botswana before I was denied my visa, which was very, very hard. But what was almost even harder was that it was happening to so many other missionaries in the mission. When I left Botswana, we were down to 11 missionaries in the entire mission. 11 missionaries to cover 2 entire countries, which when I was there, Namibia was not open to missionary work anyways. But still, there were 11 missionaries to cover an entire country, which was very, very hard and very sad. I was also fortunate enough to be able to have a South Africa visa, so I was able to serve in Mafikeng, which is the South African city. But I eventually did have to be reassigned to a different mission, and I served the last half of my mission in the Zambia-Lusaka mission, which happened to quite a few of the missionaries who I served with, which we were very, very sad about. It was very, very hard to leave, and it took a toll on my faith, because the mission had just split and opened up from the South Africa mission, from the Johannesburg mission, and it was very hard to understand why the Lord would have created this brand new mission, but then not prepared a way for the work to go forward. It was very hard for me to understand that, and it took a toll on me, honestly. But after a few months of fighting and of scraping by with the very few missionaries that were remaining, all of those youth who were being baptized into the church, they started being called to serve in their own country, which provided a way for the work to blossom in a way that it never could with foreign missionaries. It provided a way for missionaries to use their language skills in their home country, for them to serve local missions and official set-apart missions. And it helped the members there step up to put in the effort to do member missionary work. There was a time when there were no missionaries in cities, but the mission president would go there and there would be dozens of people ready for baptism because the members stepped up and did their duty as members to share the gospel. And the members have since prepared so many people for baptism just by sharing their own testimonies. And I don't think that would have been possible had the Lord not pulled so many of us out of the country. So that was an extreme challenge, to be pulled out, but as the Lord always does, His plan is bigger than ours, and He provides a way for the work to go forward. So if you are a missionary being called to serve there, there's a good chance that you're from Botswana. And so all of these things that I've been saying are things that you already knew. But if you are a missionary who is from somewhere else other than Botswana, consider yourself very, very blessed to be serving in such an incredible, beautiful, wonderful country, because it's not an easy thing to get in and to stay there. So if you're called there and your time is cut short and you have to leave, just count the blessings of the time that you had there and make the most of the new mission that you have the opportunity to serve. And if you get to serve there your whole mission, all the more power to you, because it is such a golden country. The field truly is white and ready to harvest, and the people there are so prepared to hear the gospel. And if you are one of the few who is blessed enough to be able to serve there, the Lord must have chosen you very, very specially, because it is a huge, huge privilege to serve in the country of Botswana, because of the difficulty of just being allowed in. So I'd say that was definitely the hardest part of my mission. Well, one of the hardest parts of my mission was having to say goodbye to a country that I had grown to love so much in such a short amount of time, and feeling like that time was cut short. Again, I had the opportunity to serve in Zambia for the remainder of my mission, which I would not change for anything now that I'm looking back. And I loved the second half of my mission as much as I did the first.